You're listening to the Bud Light ULM Football Tailgate Show here on the Warhawk Radio Network from Lear Field. Bud Light wants to remind all the fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. And St. Francis Health is suited up, ready to meet your unique healthcare needs. At St. Francis Health, they put in all the hard work because when it comes to your health, every day is game day. St. Francis Health is proud to be the official medical providers of the ULM Warhawks. Joining us today is the new head coach of cross country at ULM. It's Jocob Poyner. Jacob, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Well, first, brand new coach here at ULM. Tell me, where did you come from? What was your path to get to Monroe?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm from Northeast Indiana. Grew up in the Midwest. Spent the last 4 years coaching at Grace College, an NAIA institution kind of tucked away in the northeast corner of Indiana, and had an opportunity to come down here and be on staff with Coach Malone in the track and field program, and I've really enjoyed it so far.
I guess a lot of folks maybe don't know, what's the difference between track and field and cross country. Tell me how the two sports work together.
Yeah, they go hand in hand. Pretty much every distance runner you'd meet on the track will run cross country, and the cross country season for the NCAA runs in the fall. So we will compete from middle to end of August through middle to end of November is the cross country season, and then right after the holidays we'll transition into the indoor track season.
Now, when we talk about track folks, they run on the track. Cross-country people, they're out on the dirt trails and just out through the woods, wherever, right?
Yeah, dirt, grass, trail, kind of a little bit of everything.
Rain, sleet, snow, it's all in there.
Yeah, the fun part about it is it's very unpredictable. So not only are the courses all different, but the climate and environment and temperature can be different. And usually some of the most memorable meets are those ones with, the crazy weather.
And you guys just hosted a meet here in Monroe just a couple of weeks ago. Tell me, what did you have? I know you guys were down by the zoo.
Yeah, we were over at Charles Johnson Park and hosted the Warhawk Cross Country Festival, which is, I think this is the second or third iteration of that event with Coach Malone's coaching staff. And so it was really fun to take what they've already done, and obviously the goal is to continue to build and evolve that. We called it a festival. We had 10 different races and age groups all the way up from kindergarten to second grade was the young ones up to having a college men's college 5K men's college 7K and women's 5K. And so we loved it. The city of Monroe was super helpful as far as getting that park ready. I can't thank them enough. And everything, the Parks Department actually did to help us out, kind of free of charge. It's a fun event. We had close to 800 athletes compete that day.
That is makes a big economic impact on the area, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what we're pushing, and that's what we want to be about, is growing on that thing and making it an event that, student athletes in this region look forward to in Northeast Louisiana. Something like if they were there as a fourth grader, they want to come back as a fifth grader, and it builds all the way up to, potentially for some of them, being here on campus as a Warhawk and being able to compete on their home turf as well.
And I guess that's the key, is catch these kids as they're early, get them involved in cross country, right?
Yeah, that is crucial. They do say, behind any good high school cross country program, there is always, for cross country specifically, there is always a very intentional and driven and well-kept middle school program that's supporting that. And I would say that's obviously, for recruiting, that's crucial for us to have high school distance runners that we feel like are developed to a certain point. But yeah, we just want to build up kind of the image and the notoriety of cross country in this area. Obviously, being in the South, it's not super well known. There's a number of high schools and public schools in the area that don't even have cross country teams, and we're hoping that stuff like this might introduce or create a desire to have some other folks start up some programs.
Tell me a little bit about you had the event. First, how did the Warhawks do at the Warhawk cross country event?
Yeah, both teams won. It was a smaller college field than what we normally see, and that was actually okay for us. And we really want to grow the number of collegiate teams that are present. And at the event, we had some great teams from this region that came out to compete with us. And so we were able to win the team titles for that event. That was good. And it's also at a point in our season where we were not really focused too much on that event and really a lot more focused on what we were building towards with Sun Belts coming up and NCAA regionals right around the corner.
Let's talk about that. The Sun Belt Conference, the Warhawks compete in men's and women's events. And tell me, where are we at in the Sun Belt Conference right now? And kind of get me hip to the championships. Where are they going to be this year?
Yeah, we'll compete next weekend, next Saturday. I believe that's the 28th of October down in over in Foley, Alabama, kind of the Gulf Shores area. It's a really, really fun championship meet. There's 9 men's programs within the Sun Belt Conference, and then there's 13 women's programs within the Sun Belt Conference. So it's competitive. I know it's a great group of coaches, there's a lot of history and there's good legacy and tradition of kind of competitive excellence. And, we're really trying to go and more so than, put ourselves in a position to win the conference title. We're going to go and put ourselves in a position to do our best on that day, to be competitive in a growth-oriented way. And we've got a great, both squads I think are in a great position. I think the fun thing about the conference meet is on any given day, you probably could finish, 1 to 2 spots ahead of where you're seated or 1 to 2 spots behind where you're seated. I mean, it's just there's a lot of teams that are kind of running in the same sort of line.
How do you all right, so we get through the conference tournament. How do you make it into the NCAA? What's going on with the NCAA events?
Yeah, the NCAA divides cross country up into a number of geographical regional meets, and these would be based off of where you are in the United States. We are, as a Division I program in Louisiana, we're in the South Central Regional, and that is comprised of every Division I program from the state, from Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. So we have an opportunity to go and represent ULM at that regional meet in 2 weeks after the conference meet. I believe it's November 11th. And that is also the qualifier meet for the NCAA National Championships. For us, kind of our big goals is being recognized and being notable and being competitive on a regional level. And what you aim for with that usually is top 15. They do top 15 rankings in your regional throughout the year. Our ladies matched their program best ranking earlier this season, coming in at 14th in one of the rankings. And so we're really excited about the chance to go and finish within the top 15.
Jocob Poyner is with us. He is the cross-country coach at the University of Louisiana Monroe and also the assistant track coach. We want to remind folks, Guerrero & Guerrero is proud to be the official law firm of the ULM Warhawks. Go Warhawks and go Guerrero. And Bud Light wants to remind all fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Coach, I want to ask you a little bit, and it may be a sore subject. The Olympics, they've added all kinds of weird sports like flag football and I don't know, one time breakdancing was in the Olympics, I think.
Yeah.
Why no cross country?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I know there's some people in our circle of interest that are asking for cross country to be added. I think the trick, some people have entertained whether you should add cross country in the Winter Olympics, because it would kind of coincide. It would be, opposite of the regular Olympics, Summer Olympics, where you have track and field. So I'm not exactly sure why, and I think I hope it's something that they consider strongly. I think it's a great sport. I think it's a sport that really complements track and field well. But yeah, maybe the biggest issue is that it would conflict with the track and field events. I think there's a world where you could have both. And I think that'd be very exciting. I think you'd certainly pull in more more professional athletes, amateur athletes around the world. I mean, more of them would get involved if that were an event. So maybe, the Winter Olympics one is a good idea. And, I guess you have to be careful about where you are, and it would be certainly cold. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it gets added at some point.
Well, we'll have to get on the internet and start some kind of internet outrage
petition,
about that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a little bit about your other hat. The cross country season ends. You put on the track and field assistant coach hat. What are the Warhawks looking like there?
Yeah, well, I'm grateful for the opportunity. Coach J.D. Malone, just the opportunity he gave me to come on his staff and work alongside him and the other coaches on staff. We are ambitious on the track, and we're excited about what that looks like. We are excited to host. We'll host a home meet, and then we'll also actually host the Sunbelt Outdoor Championships. And that will be, I believe, the beginning of May. Don't quote me on that. We're still kind of thinking. I'm still in cross country mode, and but again, I know this has been a goal for Coach for a while, and they put in a lot of work to be ready to get that bid, and there's a lot of work to be done to be ready here on campus to host that meet. But ultimately, we're just pumped to be able to give the student athletes here at ULM the chance to compete, again on their home turf in a really high-level competition.
Let's talk about some of those student athletes. I was poking around earlier today, and I saw that you had some folks that were student athletes of the week, Sunbelt athletes of the week. Tell me about some of the hot athletes right now.
Yeah, we've had a couple Sunbelt runners of the week nominations that have, we're excited about some of the recognition there. I think that's always a good thing to be recognized for the work you put in. We have two fantastic freshmen in our group. Our number one guy all year has been Carlo Martinez Jaramillo, and Carlo has just done a great job, and we feel like he's going to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come. So Carlo's done great, and Royce is from Latvia and has also, and he's a senior, so this has been fun for him to have some recognition there for just kind of the ways in which he's competed and led the team this year as well. And then on the women's side, we're really strong up front. Kimone Campbell, kind of in her senior year, she's done a fantastic job. They've developed her really well here, and she's just she loves to compete. And then Eliana Battle as well. And these guys are all great competitors, but I like to say this, and I think it's true. They're better teammates. I think that really matters to us. So I'm excited needless to say, I'm excited to see what those four will do, kind of leading the way with their teammates next weekend at conference.
Speaking of teams, it's important that folks support you guys and follow along with what
Sure.
you're doing. How do the general public, how do we get involved with cross country?
Follow us on social media. We're active on Instagram and Twitter. ULM Track, I believe, is the I think it's kind of the handle for both of them. If you search for it, you'll find it. I think support on social media is good. I think coming out to one of the home track meets, if that's something that would interest someone in the community, I think that's always a great thing. I think the coaching staff, hopefully I say this on behalf of the rest of the coaches, our contact information is online. You're always welcome to reach out to us. And, we'd love to hear more from people in the community, and especially if anyone here has ties or connections to track and field and cross country, hear more about your experiences and what you're looking for, and then maybe, questions you might have about our program. So other than that, there are ways to donate and give money to help all of the athletics teams here at ULM, but specifically track and field and cross country, and those resources are used for one purpose, and that's to enhance the experience that we can provide for our student athletes.
You can find out about giving by heading to the website ulmwarhawks.com, and you'll find all the info there. Coach, we wish you the best of luck on the upcoming meets, the Sun Belt Championship, and the NCAA events, and thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you. Go Warhawks.
You're listening to the Bud Light ULM Football Tailgate Show here on the Warhawk Radio Network from Learfield.